bring them the heat. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, whoa, to America. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, 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 to America.
God is going to destroy this empire, man. You about to see famine in this place. You think them fires in California is bad? That's just the beginning of what the Lord is about to do. Because you've been evil to the Lord's people. You've been wicked to the Most High's children, man. You've been destructive to the 12 tribes of Israel. Let me tell you something, black man. You got to put on your strength now, man. Put back on your strength and might, black man, because your day is coming. Your day is coming because the Lord is going to bring judgment on this earth.
Where's he going with this shit?
Oh no, you belong to somebody new.
'Cause tonight you belong to me. I'm from One West headquarters. Follow my captain's orders. Live in the land of pain and torture. No straw, but they want their mortar. Tell Trump, fuck borders. P.S. prepare for slaughter. Never take their sons and daughters. Never give them all in return. Niggas never wanna learn. Till they laying in the urn. Babylon, Babylon, Babylon. You got to burn. Even if I gotta go with it. So fuck it, is you with it? Niggas never feel froggy, they just wanna rip it. If I see a bad bitch, then I gotta rip it. Your lip looking like the Red Sea when I split it. Tell me why that flow so vicious. Every time he switches, beat a nigga ass like mama did with switches. You niggas looking real, real gay. Where are the bitches? I mean, where are the sisters? Better stay away from witches. That's a brouhaha. Love me as she brew, yeah. White people, he brew now. If you didn't know, then you do now. You belong to me. Yeah. Alright. This nigga's bonkers. From the same city as the Knickerbockers. Name ring bells from here to Yonkers. Or Nicaragua. You niggas too thirsty, you need some agua. I ain't talking Fina. When they kill my dog, I ain't hear shit from Peter. These niggas talk Kent, but they really mean FEMA. Kevin cut his eye, got more stripes than Adidas. If you ain't a bad bitch, then get the fuck off my penis. 1-2 step with a meat tree drip. Keep my circle tighter than my meat tree is. If I don't fuck with you, you a piece of shit. When I dip, you dip, we dip, we dip. That's the type of shit that I sing to my bitch. No 6ix9ine, we don't sing no snitch. Gotta love that bass. Social distance, I love my space. Tell Karen, get the fuck out my face. We ain't never switching up on our race. You belong to me. It's you, baby. One more time. Gotta love that bass. Social distance, I love my space. Tell Karen, get the fuck out my face. We ain't never switching up on our race. 'Cause you belong to me. One more time for the ladies in the back, eh?
Oh no, you belong to somebody new. But tonight you belong to me.
Kwame Yashala, you don't want no problems. My brothers, they stand around me on point like Iguodala. Don't make the wrong move or face the repercussions. Just keep bluffing and give me a reason for me to flush it. My people lusting after the serpent and he beguiled you. Wicked niggas just keep on sinning like we allowed to. 400 plus years of being in chains. They took the yoke up off our neck and put it straight on our brains. So what's changed? There's no new thing under the sun. They still slaughter us, die by the knee and scared of the gun. It's open season, murderers, killers for no reason. It's my people I love, I ain't fucking with no heathen. I don't wanna meddle, my niggas, we still oppressed. We just went from a pot to a kettle. One West rebel, pressure bust pipes or a blood vessel. You know the white man is the devil. This truth will never stop teaching. UBK soldiers in every region. Right now is the time and the season. No heathens, no heathens. Just before the sun of no treason. One West until a nigga stop breathing. Kwam Yashala, we screaming. No heathens, no heathens. Death before the sauna, we living through trauma under command of General Yohana. This army is stronger. We on the front line, ready to die for this truth. While the white man kissing our boots. And I don't never see none of you cowards when the work is getting started. Cause yeah, of your father, the serpent in the garden, they plotting and scheming. We going through curses, fighting demons. Give a fuck about a flat earth, but my people out here feeling pain and anguish because the gates thereof language scattered abroad. We was given another language, plus we living at the bottom, supposed to be on top. When to stop, get killed by the hands of these wicked cops. Lacing our boots, ready for war. This is One West, and we are not affiliated. Nigga, fuck the rest. Me and my brother just want a ball. Shout out to ICR, and we some warlords. Learned that from Yasha. It's true, we'll never stop teaching. UPK soldiers in every region. Right now is the time and the season. No heathens, no heathens. Death before the sun, no treason. One West until a nigga stop breathing. Kwam Yashala, we screaming. No heathens, no heathens.
Now let me tell y'all something. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, we the true Jews of the Bible. We gotta come together and stop fighting against each other, man. Instead of loving these heathens, we need to love each other. That's the only way we gonna win this war against our enemies.
This truth will never stop teaching. UPK soldiers in every region. Right now is the time and the season. No heathens, no heathens. Death before the sun, no treason. One West until a nigga stop breathing. Kwam Yashala, we screaming. No heathens, no heathens.
All right, Shalom, Israel. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the commanding General Yohana. This tonight's is Monday night history class. You see what I'm saying? Israel, Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. The title of this class tonight is called, Which Christ Do You Serve? That is a very important question that we as a people do not know the answer to. Because a lot of our people, you ask them, what is your nationality? What is your ethnicity? And they'll give you a religion. They'll give you something that is man-made when the Bible tells you not to follow man-made religions. You see what I'm saying? And if you don't believe me, I can prove it to you. Give me 1 second. Here we go, Israel. I got it right here, right in front of me. This is the book. This is the book right here. It's the book of Mark, chapter 7, verse 7. It says, Howbeit, in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. For laying aside the commandment of God, ye hold the tradition of men, as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such things and many other such things, and many other like such things ye do. And he said unto them, Full well ye reject the commandment of God, that ye may keep your own tradition. Blacks and Hispanics, in the next couple of days, our people are going to be sitting under a tree, giving glory and thanks to a man who does not even exist, telling lies to your children, that were repeating and regurgitating the same lies that were fed to you as a child. Told that Santa Claus plopped down in your chimney and put hundreds of dollars if not thousands of dollars worth of Christmas presents underneath the tree. Blacks and Hispanics, you're not thinking, that's not logical. We as a people need to come up out of that childish mindset. A lot of this, who you serve today, you didn't just decide to serve him overnight. You were indoctrinated into who you serve today. You were indoctrinated from a young age. You were indoctrinated from the time you came out the womb to the time you learned how to live on your own. And you carried those traditions on. And unfortunately, many of our people, they decide to hold on to those traditions and keep them near and dear to their heart, when in reality, they don't mean anything. Give me one second. Salaki, those are not the customs that the Lord, the Most High God, wanted us to keep. And that's why I asked you, which Christ do you serve? Because Christ himself, he didn't worship his birthday. He didn't celebrate Christmas. He didn't celebrate Halloween or Thanksgiving. So why are we doing it? You know what Christ did celebrate? He celebrated the Passover. He celebrated the Feast of Hanukkah. He celebrated all the feasts and high holy days that were sanctioned by the Most High God. Because those are the only ones that are valid. Those are the only ones that matter. Do you think that God cares about Christmas? Do you think he cares about New Year's? Do you think he cares about Halloween and Thanksgiving or the 4th of July? You think he cares about your birthday? What are you, 10 years old? The Most High God does not care about any of those high holy days. The Most High God does not care about none of those holidays because they hold no type of significance or meaning to him. But you know who they do mean something to? The oppressor. Because matter of fact, you look at every holiday out there, whether it be Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween, they all have something to do with either fornication, homosexuality, or mass genocide. You see what I'm saying, blacks and Hispanics? And what does any of that have to do with you? Would the Most High God does not represent none of those things that I just named out. I just called out. So why are we decorating our houses and telling our children these things like they're just so honorable and they should mean something to them? Or you just do it for the kids? You see what I'm saying? Kids are not gonna be kids forever. Eventually, you're just going to be doing it just because you just like spending money, just because you don't want to be left out of the fold. Let me get my next scripture to prove to you how much what the Most High God thinks about these holidays of ours. Here it go right here. This is from the words, this is from the mouth of God. He says, this is book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. I despise your feast days. He says he hates and he despises your feast days. He doesn't care about your Christmas carols. Why don't you say that? Why don't you say to hell with those ungrateful children? You see what I'm saying? You break your back 24/7, 365 just to give the credit. Salakia. You work your back 24/7, 365 just to buy some presents for a child who don't deserve it, who's acting up at school, who's getting terrible grades, for a wife who just run her mouth and probably sleeping with everybody on the block, including Santa Claus, and you just break your back to buy them gifts, and just for Santa Claus to take the credit, just for your sons and your daughters to say thank you, Santa, or thank you, the Tooth Fairy. You see what I'm saying, Black Sinners, man? That's just ridiculous. Let me keep reading. Let me start that from the top. He says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. You see what I'm saying, Black Sinners, Spanish? The Most High God don't got nothing to do with what you celebrate. He don't got nothing to do with this, what these oppressors are celebrating. He ain't got nothing to do with no 4th of July, none of that despicable debauchery. Let me get my next precept. Let me get my next precept. Is 1 Corinthians. Let me get Romans 1:25. What do you think Santa Claus and this, that, and the third is? They're not do you think they're godly? You think they're from God? You know what I'm saying? They don't come from God, they come from Satan. You know what I'm saying? They don't love God. Those are not godly people. Those are not godly creations. But yet you serve them as if they are godly. You give thanks to them and glory to them as if they are godly, as if there's something to be revered, worshipped, and glorified. We are completely wrong. We are. This country has really messed up our head, and they have really messed up our head by using the forms of religion, by using religion, namely that white Jesus. You see what I'm saying? That image of white Jesus has been very effective in the black community, in the black and Hispanic community especially. We got our people out here kneeling down on their knees, praying for help and reinforcements from a white God, from a white Jesus, who was given to you in the image of a white man. Black and Hispanic. Don't you know that God is black? Don't you know that God, it looks just like you? Don't you know that God has nappy hair? If you don't believe me, I'll bring it right now. I'll prove it right now. Well, I'm gonna go to Daniel 7:9. Here it is right here. I got it. This is book of Daniel chapter 7 verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. You see what I'm saying, Blacks and Hispanics? Your God is that man. He is the one. It says, I beheld till the thrones were cast down. What are those thrones? Those thrones are those everyday deities that you worship and you bow down to. They will no longer be held to a higher state. They will no longer be on a pedestal to be looked up at. He said, I beheld till the thrones were cast down. They were thrown down to the ground. And the Ancient of Days did sit. Who's the Ancient of Days? The Ancient of Days is the Most High God. Yahweh is his name in the Hebrew. Not Yahusha, not Yehuda, not Yehu, Yahweh is his name in the Hebrew. And they call him the Ancient of Days because he was here before time. He was here before the world, whose garment was white as snow. His garment is white as snow because he's pure, he's righteous. And the hair of his head, this is the good part right here, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. When you look at the wool on the sheep, it's real thick. It's real thick, real fluffy. You know what I'm saying? Real soft, probably a little tangly a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You ask yourself, who has hair like that? It's not the East Indians. It's not the white man. It's not the Africans. You know what I'm saying? It's not the Spaniards. Who has woolly hair? Black and Hispanic men and women. You know what I'm saying? That's who has woolly hair. God is a black man. You know what I'm saying? God has a black man. He has the appearance of a black man. Let me keep reading. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. He sits on the throne of fire. You know what I'm saying? The Most High God is so cold, so hardcore. What burns us, if we even touch it, if we get too close to it, he sits on the throne of it. He sits on the throne of fire. And it says his wheels as burning fire. What are his wheels? His wheels are those chariots, those UFOs. You see what I'm saying? Those UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenons. You know what I'm saying? Those unidentified flying objects. Those are his wheels. He even talk black. What does a black man call his means of transportation? His wheels, his whip. You know, that's how the Most High God talks. That's how men in the Bible talk. Bear with me 1 second, Israel. Salaki, I'm back, Israel. Salaki about that. What I was saying is that Most High God is cold. You see what I'm saying? Most High God is cold. He has the whole demeanor of a black man. Let me keep reading. Let me get on my next scripture. Bear with me 1 second. So, Salaki, I'm back. If the Most High God has woolly hair, he has the demeanor, the appearance, the style of a black man. What are you getting from that he's some lily white boy with dirty blonde hair and ocean blue eyes, and he's all soft and he walks around with a little toga, look like he done won the beauty pageant with a little wrap around his little chest. You know what I'm saying? Little sandals. Where does that image come from? It doesn't come from the Bible. There's no image of Christ like that in the Bible. There's no image of God like that in the Bible. Where does that come from? That's man-made. That comes from white men. That comes from your oppressor. People who seek to mentally, physically, and spiritually oppress you, to break you down. And they did that by having you worship a God that looks nothing like you. You look at everybody else on this planet, they have a God that everybody else that they worship, they have a God that they worship, it looks exactly like them. The Arabs, they have a God that they worship, Shiva, looks like them. You got the Africans, their little voodoo, whatever they got, monkey eating rituals they got over there. You know what I'm saying? They got gods and traditions after themselves. You got the Asians, you got Buddha. They worship him, he looks like them. You see what I'm saying? You got the white man, he has his version of a white God and white Jesus. When it comes to blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, who is our God? Who is our king? What do they look like? Why are they white? Why don't they look like us? Why don't they look like us? Why do they look like our oppressor? Why do they look like the man who we see every day at work? Because that man was given to you. He was taught to you by a murderous bastard, by a deceitful, evil man. Let me read that scripture. If y'all could go with me to 2 Corinthians 11:4. It says, Paul says, for if he that cometh preaches another Jesus, whom we have not preached, or if ye receive another spirit, which ye have not received, or another gospel, which ye have not accepted, ye might well bear with him. You see what I'm saying? Blacks and Hispanics, the description that they gave of Christ in the Bible was something fierce, ferocious. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't something all soft and lily. It wasn't something all soft and lily. It was something that will make you bow down. That will make you quiver, shiver. That will make you shake it. That will make you shake your boots. You see what I'm saying? That will scare the life out of you. You know what I'm saying? You got these little depictions of Christ all around these churches around the world as some soft homosexual butt plugging looking white man. You know what I'm saying? That ain't Christ. And you see him all the time on 6th Street in some alley shooting bath salts in his veins. That's not Christ. That's a cave beast the white man wants you to worship. Because he knows he's not worthy to be worshipped. So he takes the name of a man that is more than worthy to be worshipped, to be served, and he puts his imagery on. He puts his little stank, his funk on it. And then he'll be like, color doesn't matter. The color of Christ, the color of the Israelites, the color of God and the angels, it doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't matter now. But it mattered 400 years ago when your forefathers and your foremothers pressed that image on us so much, when they were stressing that imagery. You see what I'm saying? When they felt the need to make it a distinction between white and black. You see what I'm saying? If color doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? In reality, they're hypocrites. In reality, they're liars. They don't give a damn about what their forefathers and foremothers, the crimes that they've committed. And as a matter of fact, they continue to perpetuate them. Let me get my next scripture. So we already covered that God is black. Let's get the description of the angels. We call it the angels. You got to understand, the Most High God has a very specific people. He has a very special people in his world. You see what I'm saying? That he loves, that he cares for. If you don't believe me, we're going to go to that scripture tonight too. Let me go to, first let me get Ezekiel 1:5-7. Got it right here. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 5. Also, out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. You see, angels had an appearance. They wasn't just some floating mist that walked around and that just hovered around looking like some fog or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? They had a they had an actual appearance. And let's see what they look like. Verse 6, they had the appearance, they had the likeness of a man. They look like men. They look like you and I. They had arms, they had eyes, they had a mouth, they had a nose, they had legs. You know what I'm saying? They had an upper body, they had a lower body, they had feet. Let me keep reading. Verse 6, and everyone had 4 faces, and everyone had 4 wings. Back in the Hispanics, they don't look like nothing like them angels you be seeing in church. Little white babies flying around in diapers and little arrows, little bow and arrows with the little with the little blonde curls hanging off in the head, looking like Shirley Temple. You know what I'm saying? The angels described in this book and this chapter don't look nothing like the ones that you see in church. Don't like none of the ones that they be having up at weddings and what else have you? Let me keep reading. And it said these angels had, it said everyone had 4 faces and everyone had 4 wings. You see them little white baby angels, them little Cupid babies, and in the church, you know what I'm saying? They got them little rosy cheeks, you know what I'm saying? They smiling, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So these angels have 4 faces. And this sounds like something that you would see on Men in Black. Let me keep reading. Verse 7. And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot. You know what I'm saying? What does the sole of a calf's foot look like? It got that real hard bottom and it's split. You know, right at the foot part where the toes will go. It's split right there. Like they have hoofs. And so they got like ninja feet. You ever saw the ninja shoes? That's what they got. Let me keep reading. And they sparkled. Let's read about their skin complexion. You probably didn't know that angels had skin complexion. They had the skin color. You probably just thought that they were just mist. You probably thought they were just fog or smog or something. But no, they have a skin complexion. Let me read it. Let's read what they look like. It says, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. What is the color of brass? The color of brass is already brown, but it said burnished brass. You see what I'm saying, Black and Hispanics? So I just gave you the description of the Most High, how he had woolly hair. And then I just gave you the description of angels, how they had how they sparkle like the color of burnished brass. So they had like a real, like moisturized, taken care of, you know what I'm saying, skin complexion. And so they sparkle. You know what I'm saying? You look at, that's how you tell the difference. You know what I'm saying? How you know God is black? Because his army has style. You look at the white man's army, they come out, with dirt and mud on their face and camouflage and all that. You know what I'm saying? With the soldiers of God, you know what I'm saying? They dress to impress even when they go to war. You know what I'm saying? They dress fly even when they go to war. Even when they ride out. You know what I'm saying? Black and Hispanic, that's how you know that God is a black man. You know what I'm saying? Black people, we care about the way we look. We always care about our appearance. You know what I'm saying? Let me keep reading. Let me get my next precept. Let me get Revelation. Salaki. Let me get my next precept. Let me get Revelation 1:13. All right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 13. It says, and then we got the description of God and the angels. Look at the description of Christ. You know what I'm saying? This has been long awaited for. This is something that nobody's ever thought to think of. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody ever thought, well, is the description of Christ that they show all over the world, is that even in the Bible? No, it's not. But I'll show you one that is in the Bible. Here it is right here. This is verse 13. This is Revelation 1:13. It says, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. You know what I'm saying? That your paps are your hips, you know what I'm saying, around your waistline. And it says he was clothed with a garment down to the foot. You ever see the brothers at the ISUPKs, you know what I'm saying, the Lord's annual Passover? You know what I'm saying? You ever see them there? You know what I'm saying? The brothers be having on garments all the way down to the foot with the fringes and the studs and the dawas on them. You know what I'm saying? Looking fly. You know what I'm saying? Looking real GQ. You know what I'm saying? Black and Hispanic. That's our culture. That's our culture. That's the way that we were supposed to dress. We're not supposed to dress like white men. You know what I'm saying? Trying to live up to their standards of what looks professional or what looks hip to culture. White people don't have a culture. That's why they steal everybody else's. But let me keep reading about ours. Let's read about how our king dressed and let's see how he draped himself in our culture. You know what I'm saying? And customized himself in the apparel that our forefathers wore. Let me keep reading. And he says, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. It said that Christ has a golden girdle on, 24 carats. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know that's a black man. You know what I'm saying? A golden girdle. When you ever seen a white man with a golden girdle? You know what I'm saying? With gold anything. Let me go to verse 14. It says his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. You know what I'm saying? It says his head and his hairs were white like wool, white being the color, wool being the texture. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. That's a prophecy right there. Let me get that. That's a prophecy. Here, right now, that's a prophecy about Christ's eyes being red. You know what I'm saying? That's a prophecy that dates all the way back to the time of Revelation. Talk about the prophecy about Judah. Let me read it right now. This is Genesis 49:12. It says, his eyes shall be red with wine and his teeth white with milk. You know what I'm saying? Blacks and Hispanics, if you didn't know that Christ drank because he had a heavy mind. Christ had a heavy mind because of the things he had to endure, and the things that he had to accept, and the reality that he had to live, knowing that one day he was going to die in one of the worst ways at the time. Let me keep reading. Let me go back to Revelation 1:14. Now, this is the kicker right here. Let me go. Shalaki. This is the kicker right here. Let me go to Revelation. Let me go to verse 15. This is book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burn in a furnace. And his feet, they talking about his feet now. Now, they already said he had hair that was like wool. You know what I'm saying? White being the color, wool being the texture. And they said his eyes were as a flame of fire. And now you read right here where it says that his feet were the color of fine brass, as if they were burned in a furnace. You know what I'm saying? His feet, the skin complexion of his feet. Now, if your feet are one color, what color is the rest of your body? I ain't never seen nobody with brown feet and a white body. You know what I'm saying? Or a brown body and white feet. You know what I'm saying? That don't even make no sense. You can't even really imagine that. Let me keep reading. As if they burn in a furnace. Now, Christ, that says that now brass is already a dark color. You want to look at, you want to find the color of brass, look at a penny. Now, imagine a penny that was burned. That's how dark Christ was. He was a Wesley Snipes black. Christ was a Bill Duke type of black. You see what I'm saying? And his voice as the sound of many waters. I mean, Christ was loud. Christ had a loud voice. He was, you know what I'm saying, that's something that black folks represent. We still got to today about how loud we are, how loud and boisterous we can be. You know what I'm saying? That was Christ. Christ was loud. Christ can raise up a storm. Christ used his voice. Christ used his blackness and his loud voice to speak against this evil kingdom that he was up against, that his people were being oppressed by every day. You see what I'm saying? Blacks and Hispanics, that right there, that's just the milk. You know what I'm saying? That's not even really no solid food I gave y'all. You know what I'm saying? That is whatchamacallit. That is something that Salakia. It's like what that is something, that's just the milk right there. You know what I'm saying? That's just a small piece of revealing who the Bible is about. You know what I'm saying? Blacks and Hispanics. Many of our people have a hard time realizing that the Bible is about us. Now, you may have somebody that sat here, we are 40 minutes into this class. You may have somebody that sit there for this whole 40 minutes, heard every scripture out of pulled, every precept, every breakdown that I done gave, and they still gonna say, nah, that's not talking about black folks. No, Christ ain't black. And I was talking about whoop, 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 and he's not black, and he's this, he's that, and he has no skin complexion. Color doesn't matter. If color don't matter, if you want to take that logic literally, if color don't matter, go to the meat section in the grocery store and pick up some chicken. You know what I'm saying? Pick up some ground meat, and you eat that ground meat without throwing it on the grill first. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if color matter then. You know what I'm saying? You go out there, and if color don't matter, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you go out there and eat some uncooked food and see how you get food poisoning and end up in the hospital? Well, I thought color didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? That's you eating some uncooked, you eating raw meat. You know what I'm saying? And you talk about it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Christ's complexion really does. Christ's skin color, the color of the people of the Bible really does matter. If you ask for a picture of Michael Jordan, I give you a picture of Jackie Chan, you gonna be like, "That's not Michael Jordan," and I say, "Yes, it is." And you like, and I'll be like, "No, no, that's not. That's not Michael Jordan. That's Jackie Chan." And I'm like, "Yeah, color doesn't matter. They're both humans. They both bleed red." You know what I'm saying? That's not even. That don't even sound. That don't even go blacks and Hispanics. We as a people, to like it. We as a people got to stop being so simple. Let me get that in my next scripture. Got it right here. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 22. It says, "How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity?" How long are we as a people gonna go on with this, just walk around with the wool over our eyes? You know what I'm saying? Just walk around with our eyes closed. You know what I'm saying? With our hands over our eyes, covering our face, covering our eyes. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to see this. You know what I'm saying? You got to stop faking. You know what I'm saying? You got to stop. You got to stop being so afraid to see the truth. We are God's chosen people. Let me keep reading. "And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge." You know what I'm saying? Blacks and Hispanics, if you just want to continue to believe that America's on your side and that the Christian church is all good, you know what I'm saying? You are a fool. You know what I'm saying? You're a fool. I don't understand how many of our people could just go on like that. You know what I'm saying? We are smarter than this as a people. We are the smartest people on this planet. You know what I'm saying? I heard somebody say that black people hate everything about slavery except Christianity. And you got some dumb fools, some dumb Christian men and women out there that I always just back that up. They'll be like, "Oh, no, because Christianity was in Africa way before slavery." Who gives a damn about Christianity? Why don't you take that cross and throw it and step on it? Why don't you take that picture of that white Jesus you got in your house and throw it in the furnace? Throw it in the fireplace. That image of that white Jesus is your great grandmama that had on the wall since 1903. You see what I'm saying? Why don't you get rid of that? Why don't you pick up a new tradition? You know what I'm saying? A tradition that's been celebrated since the times of Abraham and Isaac. Following the real Lord, following the Most High God, and stop being so damn simple. Let me get my next precept. Salakia, bear with me 1 second, Israel. All right, Salakia, Israel. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, well, we got to stop being so simple. Because do you think do you think that the sins of this country is going to go unpunished? Is that they're just not going to be answered for? People are like, oh, that was everything you're talking about. That's in the Old Testament. You're not talking about nothing that's you didn't talk about nothing that's new. You know what I'm saying? When Christ came, you know what I'm saying, he did away with all that. Don't you know that Christ said, I came not to bring peace but a sword? You know what I'm saying? You think people keep trying to dress Christ up as some type of lollipop, some type of sucker. You know what I'm saying? Christ wasn't soft. Everything that he taught was just a polished version of everything that was taught in the Old Testament. You see what I'm saying? See, people think that during the time of Christ they had the books of Matthew, Luke, John, you know what I'm saying, the epistles of Paul. You know what I'm saying? No, they didn't have those yet. They taught from the Old Testament. They taught the same way that the men before them taught. They taught from the prophets. Let me get my next book. Let me get my next precept. Jeremiah 30:3. It says, "For lo, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel. And Judah, saith the Lord, and I will cause them to return to the land that I have gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it." You see what I'm saying, Black and Hispanics? Even though we are in captivity right now, we ain't gonna be in chains forever. We ain't gonna be enslaved forever. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna let this dog just rule over us. You know what I'm saying? Who saw that throwback video? And it was two young brothers, but it was one main young brother. He was talking to some Christian pastor, and he was like, did God tell you to let the white man rule over you the way he is?" He couldn't even answer him. He just, like a good old Christian, he said, "Well, I'm gonna let the Lord do this to that and third." You know what I'm saying? All that soft talk. You know what I'm saying? This is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? The Christian pastors are the white man's favorite Negro, because they feed the rest of the people. They feed the rest of the Negroes. You know what I'm saying? And they're so influential because they have such a heard voice in the community. You know what I'm saying? You wanna spread some propaganda to blacks and Hispanics. You want something to be believed. You want to believe something bad about themselves. Have it come from the mouth of an entertainer or a Christian pastor or a Catholic priest, and they'll believe it. You see what I'm saying? They'll believe that as sure as tomorrow is Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? That's just how much we've been hoodwinked, been bamboozled and lied to as people. You know, so we gotta be smarter than this, Israel. We gotta pick up our heads. Stop hanging our heads low. Stop feeling sorry for ourselves. I'm going to my next precept. Here we go. Got my next precept right here. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 106, verse 35. This is David right here that said, he said, but we're mingled among the heathen, it's talking about Israel, and learn their works. One second, Israel Slack. So like we got also young and out in the building. Hey, Shalom Christ, sir.
Shalom, Lord Christ.
I saying, so like, so if I could I get Psalms 106 and 35, Bible Shah?
Come.
You know what I'm saying? I'll break it down to the people how we can't be like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? How we can't let their ways pollute ours. You know what I'm saying? Our native. Whenever you read it, whenever you got it, so you can read it.
Book of Psalms, chapter 106 and verse 35.
Mm-hmm.
For we're mingled among the heathen.
Among the
And
who?
learn their works. And learn their works.
Yeah, so we were mingled among the heathen. Those are the other nations. Those are the nations that the Most High God told us to stay away from, not to take up none of their customs. If you could, keep reading, Bible Shah.
Come. Verse 36. And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them.
They did what?
And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them.
You see what I'm saying? Our people, our forefathers and foremothers, they served the heathens' idols. They served Allah and Buddha and Krishna, and then they practiced voodoo. You know what I'm saying? And sorcery and witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's nothing but a snare to you. You see what I'm saying? Black man, that's nothing but a trap. That's nothing for you. That's nothing but a distraction for you to fall into. You know what I'm saying? We got to be wise enough to realize that, well, to see those traps, you know what I'm saying, and go around them and evade them, avoid them. Because, sir, I'm going to get my last preset right here. Can I get, if I could, so I can keep reading Bible, sir.
Come. Verse 37. Yeah, they sacrificed their sons and daughters into devils.
You see what I'm saying? Right there. You see what I'm saying? Black in Spain, so they sacrificed, like we said, we sacrificed our sons and daughters unto devils. You know what I'm saying? You up here having your children kneel at the feet of a tree that ain't got nothing to do with them or their history. You know what I'm saying? And just telling them that, oh, Merry Christmas and Happy Kwanzaa and Feliz Navidad and all that other BS. You know what I'm saying? They got nothing to do with us. You know what I'm saying? You putting your children in the middle of that. You were indoctrinating your children. You are sacrificing your children unto lies and devils. You keep reading Bible Shop.
Verse 38. Shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed to idols of Canaan, and the land was polluted with blood.
You could say, if you drop that, give my last precept be Hosea 4 and 6, Bible Shop. You know what I'm saying? These are all things that we have to know. And we don't know these things because they weren't taught to us. We were taught that to celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving, and birthdays, and all these other holidays, and the 4th of July. We were taught to celebrate those things, but we weren't taught about our history. And because we weren't taught about our history, we have been polluted. Our neighborhoods have been polluted. Our minds and our bodies have been polluted with this poison, with the poisons and toxins of America. If you could, sir, read what you got.
Book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Whose people?
My people.
Whose people? Whose people are they talking about? He's talking about the Lord's people, Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. It says that the Lord's people, he said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I was about to say one time that knowledge is power. You know what I'm saying? What you know, what you truly know. I ain't talking about that Islam or that other Africanism, Pan-African BS. I'm talking about your true identity. When you really have true knowledge of self and what you know who you are, where you come from, it will enlighten you. You know what I'm saying? It is the keys to unshackle you from America. Because the whole time you've been taught that Christ is white, that God is white, that the angels were white, that the prophets were white, that you were African, that you were Spaniard, that you were Asian. You know what I'm saying? Black people are not Africans. Hispanics are not Spaniards. Native Indians are not Asians. You know what I'm saying? We are the Lord's chosen people. And it's time for us to start projecting knowledge. If you could, sir, keep reading.
Come. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Because God has rejected knowledge.
Because we have rejected knowledge. Keep going.
I will also reject thee.
He said, because we have rejected knowledge. He said, because we have rejected knowledge, he said, I will also reject thee. You know what I'm saying? We didn't want to keep the Lord's high holy days. We didn't want to follow the Lord's commandments. We wanted to be American. We wanted to be Romans. You see what I'm saying? Well, it doesn't work out like that. We don't have the free. We don't have that. We don't have that liberty. You know what I'm saying? And really, we don't need it because there ain't nothing out there that is going to help us. Blacks and Hispanics, we have to stop being destroyed for lack of knowledge. We have to collect the knowledge that the brothers and sisters here in the ISUPK are bringing out 24/7, 365. And do your history. You know, do your research. Do your homework. You know what I'm saying? Go through watch these classes, get in class, do your 90 days, learn who you are, where you come from, and know which Christ do you serve. Do you serve raisins and potatoes head Christ? Do you serve raisins and potatoes head Christ? Or do you serve nigga Christ? In ISUPK, we serve nigga Christ and a nigga God. You know what I'm saying? With that, we're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. It started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the Committee General Yohana. Officer Yagnan, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to give a brotherhood salute to the brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? To the brothers, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatham. To the brothers, to the sisters, Yahweh Shem Tham Bashem Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? Israel, Shalom, brother Christ.
Shalom.